Hey babes, okay, so this review is of this mask, which is the Snail Mucin mask that I got at Family Dollar, which felt like such a loving gift from the universe. So let's go rinse my face off and see what the end results are. Come with me. Okay, the lighting in here is not the best, but it's not the worst actually either. So I rinsed off the Snail Mucin, what was left, and if I learn anything from Korean granddaughter duos on my For You page, which I do, it's that you want to tap your face, not hard, but like 30 to 50 times. So let's do that. Okay, so this is my natural skin. Usually you see these like little spots. I've been listening to my body this last few weeks, and my body was like, feed me Skittles. And I was like, okay, body, because walk with me. What I learned in working with so many people over so many time periods in one life is that when you're dealing with addictions or violence or any of the deeper stuff, it's really helpful to take a harm reduction approach rather than a specifically like abolitionist approach. And I'll tell you why. Also, I found it to be true. If you tell somebody like to cut something out of their body completely, with that kind of extreme, like only a Sith deals in absolutes, when you're dealing with those pure absolutes, like we're human beings. People are gonna like not only make mistakes or fall back or relapse or whatever the case may be, but it enforces this cycle of guilt, which is kind of part of the core of like addiction anyway, which has to do with like patterns and disease and self-worth and stuff like that. So if you tell someone like, oh, if you make this mistake, you're the worst person in the world and you're gonna get punished, then they're gonna double down on the mistake. So all that to say, trying something different. And last week when my body was like, babe, we need Skittles, I was like, babe, let's go get Skittles immediately. And that's what I did. I say that to say this is a result of sugar. My skin usually looks kind of more like this patch up here. And I know that because I've been insanely tuned into my body from a very young age. Sometimes it's helpful, sometimes it's not so good. So anyway, this is my natural skin, and I would say I would give that mask a 10 out of 10. It was very nice. Oh, why is that still there? I need to start carrying toothpicks. You guys, I'm so embarrassed right now. Let's go see if we can find a toothpick. This pantry is like a chaos. And so I know that once upon a time, there was a box of little wooden toothpicks. And I'm not entirely surprised to see that they've gone. Although it is somewhat unfortunate because that's exactly what I need right now. Acceptance, a big part of inner healing. Anyway, the Snail Mucin mask is something that I would say is 10 out of 10. I found it on the shelf at one of my local Family Dollars for like less than $3, and I was like feeling so full of heart and grateful to have found it, because Snail Mucin is something that for the last few years more international girlies have found out about and been freaking out about because it's like the best for your skin. I would agree. I have been talking about it for a few months, but my skin has been very dried out from this winter. So I feel like that just helped return a lot of moisture and lock a lot of moisture in. I also feel like sometimes I forget about being such a multiracial person or multi-ethnic person, and I like lean more on one side than another, and this is especially true with my skin because I forget that like my European ancestry literally also means that like when I see my skin like this, my skin actually could use a lot more rejuvenation. I tend to just lean more on like my African ancestry, Caribbean ancestry side and be like, yeah, like my skin is getting like blessed by the sun, but actually sometimes it's getting dried out by the cold winter winds. All that to say, so annoying. Acceptance. All that to say, the Snail Mucin mask was really nice. I do feel like it locked in a lot of moisture. And now that I have my rose water back, I will be using rose water spray every day, multiple times a day, to just help calm my skin down and to help get my skin back to its kind of supple, juicy self. And I will probably try and not go on a sugar binge again, just to kind of like speak about this for even longer. You know, I've been working with 2 tinctures by Lily Koi Natural Healing since February. So this will be like a little more than a month that I've been using them. And it's interesting because like a week ago when I had all those intense cravings and I gave into them to just give my body some love, I realized that my body is actually finally completely healing from a lot of things. And so I think my body's also just like panicking and looking for like comfort things to rely on, which is not unusual when you're killing off like parasites or when you're healing your liver. Kidneys are doing a lot of the things that healing requires whenever you're going through a level up, right? There's a part of you that's gonna like totally panic because it's feeling something different. So that's kind of what I attribute this like random intense sugar craving for. Also, maybe this is 2 videos, but also, you know, intense sugar cravings usually correlate to like needing, wanting, or feeling like a lack of like love and or playfulness. And so I feel like that sugar is something that sometimes people lean on when they're feeling like not enough like community. So I realized like, oh, I have to start like connecting with my community. Yeah. And I realized that because I let myself get the Skittles. And here I am talking about it instead of beating myself up about it. So how cool is that? Anyways, the mask is a 10 out of 10. And I think it's so nice when you find things that are within your proximity too. For instance, the Snail Mucin on TikTok shop has been on my wish list for ages. And when I have maybe more of a stable income or a lot more expendable budget, I'm sure that I'll probably invest in it. But right now, that simple like $13 was not something that was in my budget that I could afford. And that's fine. And I still was able to have a wonderful Snail Mucin experience by like being open-minded and looking at the resources around me. So, chat to you soon. Bye.